Hello, and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature TV News Update. I am Marvelous Obomana. And now in the headlines. Signature Communications Limited launches Season 2 of its anti-corruption program, Corruption Tori. The University of Jos employs local hunters to protect students. Court fixes date for retrial of former Abia State Governor Ojozo Carlos' alleged 7.1 billion naira fraud. And now the details. Anti-corruption agencies, civil society organizations and the media were shocked on Wednesday as Signature TV unveiled Season 2 of its anti-corruption program, Corruption Tori, in Abuja on Wednesday. The unveiling was an occasion for Signature TV content providers for Africa Independent Television, AIT, and some NTA stations to review the state experience of corruption in the country. Ifunanya Ilodianya reports.
The unveiling ceremony was both physical and virtual, as anti-corruption enthusiasts and followers of Corruption Tori worldwide joined in virtually. Signature TV used the opportunity to showcase its partnership with MacArthur Foundation, which has been funding the production of Corruption Tori and the experience of watching Corruption Tori unfold before its covert reporters.
The icing on the cake of Season 1 of Corruption Tori was our story, Enemy in the House. How NECO officials conspire to undermine their own examinations for monetary gains.
I'm calling as regards NECO exam. I registered NECO with one uncle. I don't even know his name. He said I should negotiate with you as regards my non-appearance.
So if you want to come and do non-appearance, you need to pay. See, that 17,000 honestly is very lesser because we have to look for somebody that is good, that can able to handle that papers. And you know what? We have to be buying the paper. The person that will be coming to the city, we have to be paying them. And as you are non-appearance, they have to focus eyes again. That is what those invigilators used to do. So what do we do now? Just give me 25. No, it's writing English and math. There is general assistant that you people have to pay.
The Chief Executive Officer of Signature TV, Vin Martin Obiora Ilo, promised that the Season 2 of Corruption Tori would be a stronger effort to bring the reality of corruption to the ordinary Nigerians and increase the number of Nigerians working against corruption.
We intend, and we've started, to take our production away from the studio as frequently as we can and do more of location recording and interactions where our viewers live, because we want to feel them. More of our topics, reports, and stories are already been and continue to be taken from the local environment where the ordinary Nigerian, who we are targeting, where they live. Our social media activities are being strengthened, and it will be more intentional, more deliberate, more interactive, and it has to relate to everyday issues our audience worry and care about.
The Minister of State for Labor, Festus Keyamo, commended Signature TV for taking the fight against corruption to the grassroots by producing a program on corruption in both pidgin and local languages.
We not go use this kind of program. They do big grammar. They talk big grammar. No. Now make we they talk and make people where if you say that they sell granuts for road, that they sell tomatoes. People don't know book. They go they hear what will they talk. So I beg, if you get brother, if you get sister, where if you say if they serve government, not they go beg them money too much. Now that and then they put pressure on them. Now go they make them go say that they beg me money, that they beg money, he go the thief. Make you they tell us say make you not thief. Tell us make you not thief. For this unveiling of Season 2 for Corruption Tori, I want to say 3 Boza to Vin Martin Obiora Ilo, where they behind this program. This program, as they do so, it is torturing me for body.
The Season 2 of Corruption Tori kicks off on July 4th, 2021 on the Network Service of Africa Independent Television, AIT, and on 7 NTA stations across Nigeria. Ifunanya Ilodianya in Abuja for Signature TV.
Boko Haram insurgency and herders farmers clashes have produced over 3 million internally displaced Nigerians. The Chief Executive Officer of the African Law Foundation, Chinwike Okereke, provided the statistics in Enugu on Monday at an event to mark the 2021 World Refugee Day. Signature TV correspondent Michael Ilediago was at the event and filed the story.
The World Refugee Day is celebrated on the 21st of June to draw attention to the plight of refugees, migrants, and internally displaced persons. At an event in Enugu to mark the day, the Chief Executive Officer of African Law Foundation and National Coordinator of African Migration Advocacy, Mokusolu Chinwokreke, advised the Nigerian government to focus on assisting the many internally displaced persons and refugees produced by insurgency and herders attacks.
The issue of sharing is talking about creativity, that the potentials of refugees should be supported and give opportunity for them to express themselves, especially in the areas of law, of sports, and then creativity-related activities. So that's what the theme of this year is talking about. That whatever we are doing, as the world is making efforts to survive COVID-19, that those efforts should be inclusive of people living as refugees or internally displaced persons. These are the important part of our society.
Chinwike Okereke identified peace-building initiatives and timely resolution of conflict as necessary steps towards stopping the challenge of internally displaced persons.
Globally, there's more than 80 million refugees. In Nigeria now, internally, we have about 70,000 refugees in Nigeria, and many of them staying in Cameroon, Niger, and Lake Chad as refugees. So that is a challenge which the government are battling with. We support with international partners, and something will have to be done to give them sense of belonging. They give them sense of survival, because most of the things that happen to them is something that is beyond their control. People don't just become refugees, things made them to become refugees.
Executive Director of Benstar Development Foundation, Nonsoma Duka, said that women and children are mostly affected whenever conflicts are not quickly and peacefully resolved.
The highest victim of this conflict globally are all women and children and the people with disabilities. Because everybody men will just even run out before the thing starts. People that bears the brunt of this conflict, displacement and all that, is actually the women and the children and the people with disability. So we need to protect them. We need to protect our society. We need to protect our communities and make sure that we have a mechanism within the communities that look into the situation of disagreement or disaffection between individuals and the groups and begin to address them at that lower level to avoid escalating to a conflict that will bring about displacement of persons and destruction of properties. So this is what I'm advising the government, that has to be done.
The celebration of the World Refugee Day also draws attention of governments and non-governmental organizations to the need to resolve situations that create conflict in the society, as well as the need for the allies and leaders in the society to protect the poor and vulnerable.
Due to the serious security situation in Nigeria, the outgoing Vice Chancellor of the University of Jos, Professor Sebastian Mamako, says the school has employed the services of local hunters to protect students on campus and their hostels. Professor Mamako made this known at the university's valedictory section on Tuesday to mark the end of his 5-year tenure. Recently, 2 lecturers of UniJOS, Professor Grace Ayabimbe of the Department of Microbiology and her husband and the then Dr. Dan Ella, was kidnapped but they were released by their adopters. The Federal High Court, Abuja, on Wednesday fixed July 2nd for adoption of all processes filed by parties in a suit by former Abia Governor Ojozo Kalu seeking to stop his retrial. Earlier in February, the court had granted Kalu leave to challenge the legality of the retrial, and at the resumed hearing on Wednesday, counsel to the former governor, Professor Awa Kalu-san, told the court that the respondents had served him on their counter affidavits. Responding counsel to the first respondent, EFCC, Oluwalake Atolawe, the second respondent, George Ukebu, and the third respondent, Casey Nwufo, all admitted having filed and exchanged processes. In a short ruling, the judge, Justice Eyang Ekwo, said since all parties had joined issues, the court had taken over control of the case and adjourned the case until July 2nd for adoption. The Nigerian Senate has disclosed that the National Assembly is not responsible for the renovation of the National Assembly complex. The Senate spokesperson, Senator Surujudeen Bashiru, made this known in a statement on Tuesday after images of the leaking roof of the National Assembly after the rain went viral. He stated that the National Assembly and its leadership were not responsible for the maintenance and renovation of the National Assembly complex and have not received the sum of 37 billion naira or any amount for the renovation of the complex as initially stated. And now moving over to business. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has told investors in the United Kingdom that he expects the true value of the naira to be between 430 naira and 440 naira to the dollar. Emefiele made this comment in a webinar organized by the Standard Bank of Africa. Emefiele told participants that the current exchange rate at the parallel market was between 430 naira and 440 naira per dollar, and not the black market rate, which closed at about 500 naira per dollar. In an apparent attempt to persuade foreign investments, the Central Bank of Nigeria governor also encouraged foreign investors to reconsider their waning interest in Nigeria equities, suggesting that some of the stocks were undervalued. He further stated that the absence of foreign portfolio investments in equities and bonds had added to the ongoing liquidity challenges being faced in the foreign exchange market. And now moving over to the foreign scene. The United States President Joe Biden on Wednesday said he plans to unveil new steps to curtail United States gun violence. Biden said his plan includes measures aimed at stemming the flow of firearms used in crimes after pledging to push for sweeping changes to firearms laws. Senior administration officers said the action would build an executive order signed in April when Biden asked the Justice Department to crack down on self-assembled ghost guns. Biden also plans new steps to hold rogue firearms dealers accountable for violating federal laws, helping states employ more police officers using funds approved earlier to help the economy recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. His moves came amid a growing impatience from gun control activists that the administration has not acted more quickly to combat gun violence. And now to the world of entertainment. Blessing Adejo is on standby. Over to you, Blessing.
It don't happen. It don't happen. It don't happen.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment News. Feels good to always have you join me on Entertainment segment. I am Blessing Adejo. Signature Communication Limited in Abuja on Wednesday unveiled season 2 of its epic television program Tori. Tori is an anti-corruption program supported by MacArthur Foundation with the aim to fight corruption in local languages. Also educates people on the cost of corruption. The highlight of the event was the unveiling of hashtags in major Nigerian languages. In Pidgin, the hashtag Oga Anti-Corruption. In Hausa, Sarkin Anti-Corruption. In Igbo, Odogu Anti-Corruption. And in Yoruba, Balogun Anti-Corruption. Media personality Dotun is trying to understand the reason he is on the church poster talking about youths who are going astray. The OAP shared the photo of the church poster on his Instagram page and it got his friends and followers laughing. Some of Dotun's friends advised him to sue the church while others told him to shock the pastor by going for the service. Dotun revealed that the church is somewhere in Delta State. A program targeted at youths will take place in the church on June 27. It also showed that prayer sections are going to be held for youths going astray, as photo of the poster showed young people doing various things considered a sin. Reacting to the poster, Dotun asked how he became one of the restless youths with a recalcitrant spirit because he dyed his hair. And that's it on entertainment news for today. I am your host, Blessing Adajo. Bye.
Thank you, Blessing. And now on sports. Chelsea striker Olivier Giroud has agreed a 2-year contract with AC Milan worth £3.5 million a year plus bonuses. The 34-year-old's contract at Stamford Bridge was due to expire at the end of this month, but the Blues triggered an option to extend Giroud's deal for another year. However, the Champions League winners are still open to selling Giroud this summer, and AC Milan are believed to be leading the race. Giroud has now agreed a 2-year contract with AC Milan, but the two clubs are yet to settle on a fee. Before we end the news, a recap of our major stories. Signature Communications Limited launches Season 2 of its anti-corruption program, Corruption Tori. University of Jos employs local hunters to protect students due to the tenuous security situation in the country. Court fixes date for a trial of former Abia State Governor Orji Uzor alleged 7.1 billion naira fraud. Safety and security begins with you. Be patriotic. Report any suspicious activity to law enforcement agencies. Please stay safe. And that's the Signature TV News Update. On behalf of my producer, Anita Eze, I am Marvelous of Bombman. Thanks for watching.